Hi, and welcome to CyberHound 365. So like many people in the Microsoft world, I was stuck there with the frustration and inflexibility of the Microsoft Entra interface. And so I thought, maybe someone should do something about this. Thus CyberHound was born, at the moment just a pup, but growing into a full-on hound-sized basset. So here are a few tips, straight out of the CyberHound box, that solve problems that you may well have spent days trying to figure out, whether it's through PowerShell, Power BI, Power Automate or Logic apps. The great news is that you don't even need to purchase Microsoft Entra's ID governance license, because, well, why should you pay twice anyway? First up out of the Hound Dog bag. Which privileged users, i.e. those with any privileged role, have good enough MFA? Well, let's have a look. So we want privileged users, i.e. any users with at least one privileged role. There it is. And my tenant, I've got just 4. Only one of those has a box which is not ticked pink. So let's click on that user. We can see they have 3 roles: Exchange Admin, Global Admin and Privileged Role Admin. And apart from password and phone as their MFA, they also have Other Authenticator. So that person gets a tick. Let's have a look at the others. The first user doesn't have any MFA at all, it's password only. They also have global reader access, and if you look, you see they're also a guest user, so that's definitely something you should look into. The third user, let's have a look at them. They have Azure DevOps Administrator as their role, and they only have phone as their MFA, so that's clearly not good enough. And the final user, again, 2 roles, no MFA, just password, so that's not good enough either. So in our test example, just one of those 4 users is acceptable. Next up, which guest users have 4 legs? Oh, sorry, wrong script. Which guest users haven't logged in for at least a certain amount of time? Now this one should be easy. After all, Entra have tantalizingly included interactive and non-interactive sign-in times in their data. But of course, they prevent you from using it in any meaningful way, so unless you buy Entra's ID governance license, you can't use it. In the CyberHound world, it's easy. I'm going to show you how. And I'll select guest users who haven't signed in for, say, 540 days. I've just got 1, you'll have a lot more. I'm going to choose 7 days for my next example. Can I password reset these users in bulk without going through some ridiculous rigmarole such as exporting to a CSV file, re-importing back into Entra and hoping for the best? In CyberHound, yes you can, and I'll show you how. All you need to do, toggle the users to on. Are you ready for this? It's really tricky. You have to select random generated per user or default password. Let's not use a default password. 3, 2, 1, go. And it is done. To check the logs, there they are. Those users have been sent a password reset. Next up, which guest users have never logged in? They've been sitting there for years, probably. They represent a risk. You want to identify who they are and you want to deal with it. So this can be done in 2 clicks. Let's do a reset and we'll go user type, guest, last logged in, never. And there it is, 995 users in my tenant. You might also want to take into account the age. If the account was created a long time ago, that's clearly a candidate for removal. Can I disable just those users in one go? Yes, you can. So let's just disable all of the users except one of them, for example, because I don't want to disable that particular one. So now I've got 995. Now at this point I'm going to bring in my stopwatch. There it is, down in the right corner, because when I press the button I want to see how long it's going to take my 995 users to be disabled. So get my stopwatch at the ready. I'm not going to be able to press this at exactly the same time, but I'll try my best. So I'm going to hit the stopwatch button and then I'm going to hit the disable button over here. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, go, bang. Disabling accounts, you see on the bottom left here. and 10 seconds, finished. 14 second, possibly 13 second. I'm going to stop the stopwatch here. And if you want to check that really happened, have a look at the logs, and there they are. All those accounts, all 995 of them, all changed to disable. Right to the top there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to CyberHound. We've got a lot more in the pipeline, particularly with conditional access, which I think we're going to have fun with. And if you'd like to get in touch, just give us a shout. We'll be happy to answer any questions.